Our reporter Govan has been tracking that story for us. He joins me now from the Northwest Province. Govan, we've just heard an extract of the principal trying to explain what exactly had happened in that classroom, a way of getting the school children settled and grouping them according to language. That's just part of the explanation. What have you been told there?
Yes, Kathy, well, that's certainly what the school governing body claims is what happened, the teachers simply trying to get those children settled. But, of course, the other parents who were here today, some of them who were speaking said they were completely shocked by the allegations of racism. And then we have the protesters who arrived today who say that this is just another incident in a long line of incidents here in Schweizer-Reneke where they say that allegations or incidents of racism are commonplace. So far we know that the MEC of Education in the Northwest, Selo Lahari, initiated that full-blown investigation, but that will look at not only this one incident of alleged racism in the grade R classroom, but also at racism generally at the school, and look at the other complaints that were raised by the protesters today. So that investigation will begin on Monday.
Govan, what do we know about this teacher? The school governing body indicating she's been with them for quite a bit of time, but what else have we been able to uncover?
We know that she was actually the one that took the picture, which ended up going viral on social media, and that she did that and posted it in the parents' WhatsApp group to give them or to allay their fears after they were afraid that the children weren't adapting on the first day of class. Other than that, we know that the school governing body and the teachers have stood behind her, saying that she's an experienced teacher who's been here for many years, but they're essentially leaving it up to the investigation by Mr. Selo Lahari to determine her fate. The school governing body is saying that they don't know what was going through her head when she separated the pupils on the basis of the color of their skin to settle them down, and they'll leave it up to her to explain to the MEC exactly what happened.
And you bring up the issue of the protesters that were there. It seems that there were tension amongst parents and, of course, just different people in that community. From what you've heard, what is their experience of the school? And is this incident something that is, isolated, unique, or are there patterns or trends or previous behavior that perhaps points to systemic racism?
Well, this is certainly not the first protest which has been held at this school, the Schweizer-Reneke Primary School. Last year, the residents of the nearby township also marched on the school, demanding that they take in more black pupils and employ more black teachers. And in that instance, they weren't able to get any sort of commitment from the school. And today we saw some of those same people who marched last year on the primary school here today again, and saying they're here not only to protest against the alleged racism that took place in the grade R class, but to reinforce those demands. Then we have the Schweizer-Reneke High School, and that's where there are multiple allegations of racism and incidents which have been reported to the Department of Education in the province. And so that will be under investigation by Mr. Selo Lahari, but it does seem, at least at this stage, that the school, the primary school and the high school do have some explaining to do when it comes to previous incidents of alleged racism. The MEC, however, is convinced that this is a case of racism, and he says he will be treating it as such.
Govan, what are the expectations going into tomorrow, and how is the school? It's one thing for the parents, for the adults to have this conversation, to have a debate, to hold those protests, but how is it affecting those young pupils in the school, and what are the expectations for tomorrow?
Well, school will definitely be happening tomorrow. The school is open, and the school governing body has said that they hope parents will come along with their children and even come into the classroom to just be reassured that there is no racism among the class, or in the grade R classroom at least. So for now it seems as if the school governing body is intent on making sure that the school classes continue, and they will do that tomorrow. They haven't revealed whether or not they'll have extra security here, or whether they're anticipating any any more protests. But we do know that the MEC has asked the people who came to protest here today to give him a chance to come back next week, Monday, when he will investigate fully exactly what happened here. So for tomorrow, classes will be going ahead at Schweizer-Reneke Primary.
All right, Govan, let's see you there for tonight. Govan Whittles is out in the northwest tracking that story for us.